Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Larry Farver, and let's queer up trans rights. Courts put temporary hold on passport gender marker change ban. On Tuesday, a federal judge expanded an injunction that was issued in the Orr versus Trump case to allow transgender or non-binary individuals who identify with an X gender marker on passports. Originally, the injunction only covered the 6 transgender and non-binary plaintiffs in the lawsuit. The court's new ruling states that the X gender marker will be made available to anyone applying for a new passport, a change to the sex designation or name on an existing platform, a replacement passport, or a passport renewal. This also covers individuals who were sent new passports under the Trump administration where the sex designation had been changed to that of the person's sex assigned at birth. Nowlin-Soh, the senior staff attorney for the ACLU's LGBTQ and HIV project, said, quote, "This decision is a critical victory against discrimination and for equal justice under the law, but it's also a historic win in the fight against the administration's efforts to drive transgender people out of public life. The State Department's policy is a baseless barrier for transgender, non-binary, and intersex Americans and denies them the dignity we all deserve. We encourage all class members impacted by the policy to take advantage of this injunctive relief and will do everything we can to block this policy permanently," end quote. Well, I'm glad to see that there's a pause and that people have time to catch up, hopefully get their affairs in order, and we'd certainly encourage anyone who needs to do so to take advantage of this. I think hopefully this is a permanent resolution, and supporting our trans and non-binary and intersex brothers and sisters, and ending the hypocrisy that we see today with the administration currently running the country.
Yeah, but again, I think Trump's not going to let this go. He's not going to want to sit back and take it as a loss for whatever he's trying to accomplish. And it probably eventually will make it to the Supreme Court, and we pretty much know how things wind up there at this point, which is really unfortunate. Mm-hmm. I hate to be kind of the Debbie Downer on this, but I don't see a lot of hope for us at least in the next 2 years in terms of making progress in the courts, especially when it comes to something that's moving up through to the Supreme Court level.
Well, and not only that, with all of the cuts and everything that have been happening, getting your passport even back in time for anything is a struggle, let alone just now getting your passport back and now having to re-go through the process again to get your passport changed again. So now you have people that are stuck with a passport that doesn't give the right marker, which puts them in danger. Mm-hmm. I have friends who do travel, and I have friends who travel abroad, and it's a problem because now they're stuck with something that could really cause them danger at the airport. So, and
well, what the lawyer from the ACLU said was just very, very important. She was, I think it was Lee something, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was talking about dignity, and essentially what this administration is doing is attempting to strip away dignity for citizens who deserve equal dignity.
Absolutely.
In everything. Well, that's a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.